Hello, my name is Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we have another new artist alert for the channel. Yes, we're headed all the way back to 1995 to listen to Tragic Kingdom by American rock band No Doubt. And this one comes from Tragic Kingdom, their third studio album which hit #1 in the US and several other countries. It's the closing track and is a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed and corruption and the importance of taking control of one's own fate. It discusses disillusionment and the search for meaning in a world that has lost its magic. Let's check it out.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Once was a magical place, over time it was lost. First increased the cost, now the fortune of the kingdom is locked up in its dungeon vault. The castle floors and tracks record by a setback, decored by old cheese. Now the drawbridge has been lifted as the millions they drop to their knees. They pay homage to a king whose dreams are buried in their mind. His disappointed stare, icicles drip from his eyes. The cold wind blows as it snows on those who about to get in, on heads that are small disillusion. As they enter, their unaware was behind castle walls. But now it's written in stone, the king has been overthrown by just elite fools, and the power of the people shall come to believe they do rule. They pay homage to a king whose dreams are buried in their mind. The
Wow. Wow. Have a lot to say there. What a huge surprise this one was. I know many of their songs. Never heard anything from this band quite like this. And then a few personal connections, between me and this song. I'll talk about that, which made it even more insane. And then the fact that, she's one of the people, Gwen Stefani, of course, that I've seen in person in Orange County at Knott's Berry Farm. She was there with her family, her children when I was there. We were about to get on Ghost Rider, the roller coaster. Of course, they shut everything down, let her through the back door. So she was right there. We watched her ride the ride. My sister said something to her. She was probably about 15, 20 feet away. So, there's that connection. I'm pretty sure they grew up in Orange County, not too far from me. That's where the band started in Anaheim, I believe. So again, it was cool to have that personal connection in person with her outside of a concert. And another connection right at the beginning of the song, of course, they grew up in Anaheim, so I'm sure they went to Disneyland often, as did I. I actually worked there, so it's funny that they included the spiel from the Matterhorn roller coaster, which I worked on, that specific ride, Remain Seated Please, and then the Spanish translation. So, of course, that hit home. I actually hated working on that ride for different reasons, which I won't talk about. But again, that just lit me up inside, kind of made me laugh. Oh, and then everything started turning very tragic, very quick, both in the words and the music. I was totally surprised by those Halloween vibes, slight Halloween vibes. I was loving that. I don't get Halloween for many more months, so this was a nice treat. Then we get into some nice, smooth 90s rock. Of course, Gwen Stefani, an amazing singer, so unique. One of those, yet again, where you hear her, it's her, no one else sounds like her. She was deep in her register here, kind of sultry, slinky, but still a rock voice, plenty of rock scratch moments in her voice. So again, a versatile performance here. I also love the electric guitar tone and the melodies that were happening, probably in the verses, kind of dirty and slinky as well, just kind of creeping about. Wow. Such a surprise, this one. I can't believe I never heard it. Of course, I never owned this album. I only know the hits, the bigger songs, but never heard this one. Of course, those descending moments, just added to the dark, haunting feel of this song. Wow, they really pulled it off excellently. Then maybe it was around the 30% mark. We get this amazing new section, this musical interlude. One of my favorite parts of the song because it reminded me of the video game The Legend of Zelda, the Underworld theme. I'm pretty sure that's where I heard that. Of course, that's my last connection because I played that game to death in the 80s when it came out, when Nintendo was new. So I don't know if they use that at all as inspiration, but some pretty significant similarities. It all just worked perfectly for me. Yeah, this song absolutely proves their versatility. I mean, I already knew that, but it sounds nothing like Just a Girl or Don't Speak, their huge hit, which are also on this same album. Wow. At this point in the song, all these, dark images were just flying through my head. I felt like, the band could open up a dark, tragic kingdom theme park of their own based on this song. All the elements, I don't know. It was so interesting, though. Then we get a bridge. I love bridges. Also done excellently. Just different enough from the rest of the song. It was dark. It was dreamy. Amazingly processed backing vocals by Gwen. Full, rich. Again, a bit haunting. So much to love in this song, really. And then I think another new haunting section. All of a sudden I'm seeing ghosts, dancing. I'm trying to join in some kind of ballroom. And I really wonder if the ride Haunted Mansion from Disneyland influenced that section. Wow, insane. And then the tempo, of course, increasing to reflect those lyrics, the descent into madness, the chaos of it all. Wow, a lot to handle, but it makes sense. It works with the song. And then those ending horns, we did get horns earlier as well. Kind of a humorous moment, kind of a Disney parade gone wrong. I think they started going off key, playing wrong notes. So interesting, so artistically creative. It sounded like a parade for this new, no doubt, Tragic Kingdom theme park opening just down the street from Disneyland. And then one final insane moment. I heard the Star Wars theme right at the end. Wow, insane. I guess somehow they knew in 1995 that decades later Disney would purchase the Star Wars franchise. Talk about a prophecy, a premonition. Wow, really love this journey. So surprising. It's getting the Double Epic Platinum Record Award. I just have to for Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt, 1995. And thank you so very much. The amazing Gwen Stefani, Eric Stefani, Tom Dumont, Tony Canal, Adrian Young, and Gerard Bois. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below if you wish to chat about this one. I would really love to know what you think. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.